In this video, we will teach you how to find the solution of the equations by using the graphical method. So let's start with an example. And before we find the solution, normally the question will ask you to complete the table. So for example, if you have a table here, this is the xy values, and it is related by the equation y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. And you could see that there are two empty space in the table, which is when when x is -1 and when x is equals to 4. And what would be the y? So since the question is already let us know that the table is related to the equation here, y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So when x equals to -1, let's find the y. So it would be -1 squared minus 3 times x, -1 plus 2. So from here we get 1 plus 3 plus 2. And then you will get y equals to 6. So the value here, when x equals to -1, the y is equals to 6. Now, how about when x is equals to 4? When x equals to 4, your y is 4 squared minus 3 times x, which is the 4, plus 2. And here you will get 16 minus 12 plus 2. And then you get 4 plus 2, and that is equals to 6. So y equals to 6 when x is equals to 4. So we have the 6 over here as well. So both values are 6, right? When x equals to 4, your y is 6. When x equals to -1, your y is also 6. So this is first part of the question. And after when you have completed the table here, you need to draw the graph of y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So now you have to draw this graph, right? So I will copy the table here to the next page. So let me do the copy here. So I have prepared a simple graph paper here. So you have your graph paper ready for yourself. So this is the table with all the xy values. So this is the graph paper. So we need to draw the graph now, right? We need to draw the graph. So we will have xy axis, right? Xy axis. So we will have the y axis. Let's draw the y axis. Right, so you can use your ruler, and we have x-axis. So with ruler, it's easier for you to draw the line. So I'm drawing using freehand now. Right, so this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And we need to put in the scale. So let's say I will have 2 units for 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And of course we have -1, -2, and so on. This is 0. And I have the scale for the y-axis, and perhaps I would use 4 units for every 2 squares here, right? every 2 square there's a 4, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So you could use your own skill in your graph paper, or sometimes the question will tell you 1 cm represent 2 units or 2 cm represent 4 units. So if the question provides you the skill, you have to follow the skill, right? You have to follow the skill. And now we plot the points. So the first one is -1, and then the y is 6. So -1 here, 6 would be here. Here this is 4, after 4 will be 6, 8, 10, 12. And then we have 0, 2, so 0, 2 will be here. When x is 1, y is 0. So we have another point here. When x is 2, y is 0 as well. And when x is 3, y is 2. So y is 2. When x is 4, y is 6. When x is 5, y is 12. So 12. When x is 6, y is 20. Here you go. Right, so these are the points. So you could see that it's a very smooth curve. And once again, the equation is y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. And I believe now you already could identify what is the type of this graph from the equation. From the equation here, we know it's x squared. It means it is a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation and the a is positive mean you have a quadratic curve, right? A quadratic curve. So this is the shape of the curve. So from here, we could join all the points and you get the quadratic curve. And if we join all the points together, you have something like this. But there is a small problem over here, because if you just join the 1 and 2 over this way, there's no minimum point. It will become this way. So there's no minimum point there. There's not a curve there. So we know that 1 and 2, when x is 1 and when x is 2, both values for the y is also 0. So actually there's a minimum point over the bottom over here. So you need to curve a little bit when you connect the points, right? Remember to curve make it a small curve here. So if you just connect it freehand and smoothly, you will get the curve naturally, right? So let me try to connect the curve over here. So not too good over here. So let's try again, right? Let's try again. And you could use freehand, right? You could use freehand. The more you practice, you will get the better feel of it. And when you get the better feel of it, the curve that you draw will become better and better, right? Will become better and better. So let's try again. So let's connect it. Right, not too good. It means I need more practice. So we connect it. So I turn it up again. Right, this is better. Let's try, see whether we could get another better curve. So I try again. So I smooth and all the way up, and that's it. So this is the quadratic curve. So try to practice and try to draw more curve or more graphs with freehand, and then eventually you will get a better curve, right? So this is the second part of the question. And so you have successfully drawn the graph of y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. And in the range for your x between -1 and +6. And the next part of the question is about find the values of x given a certain condition, right? But we need to use the graph, right? We need to use the graph. So what I do now is I'm going to copy this graph to the next page. So let me do the copy first. So I will copy and let me move to the next page. So here is a graph that we just drawn. So the first part of the question, right? The next part of the question is say draw a suitable straight line. Draw a suitable straight line on your graph to find all values of x which satisfy the following equations. And in the range for your x is in the range 0 to 6. Means they want the x values between 0 to 6. So this is the graphical method of finding the solutions to the equation, right? The graphical method, and this is the objective in this video. So, but before doing the graphical method, you have to make sure that you have the graph, right? You have the graph. So the first one is say, solve this equation, x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. And draw a suitable straight line. And actually, it's very easy because this curve, the equation is y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So it said draw a suitable straight line into this graph so that we could find the solution for x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. The solution means the value of x. And this is a graphical method by drawing a suitable straight line. And how do we draw the suitable straight line? If you observe, it says x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to y. Here it says x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0, right? And it means you can see these two are the same equation. So it means your y equals to 0. And that is the line you have to draw. And how is the line y equals to 0? So remember, when your y equals to a constant, it is a horizontal line at y equals to 0. And where is y equals to 0? Here is y equals to 8. Here is y equals to 12. Here is y equals to 4. So the y equals to 0 is over here. This is y equals to 0. So you just have to draw a straight line, a horizontal straight line along the x-axis. And then where is the point that the line that we just drawn, which is the green color line, and the graph that we have drawn just now, y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2, where is the intersection point? The intersection points would be your solutions. And you could see that very clearly. The intersection point is over here, which is x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. Therefore, the solutions for this equation is x equals to 1 or x equals to 2. And that is how we use the graphical method to find the solutions for the equation, right? So that is the first example, and this is the graph that we just originally drew just now. And let me show you another example. And I need to copy this graph again because we are still using the graphical method to solve the equation, right? So here is the graph. So the next question is so same thing, draw a suitable straight line and solve the equation x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to 5. And the original equation, the original graph that we drew just now was y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So once again, you could identify x squared minus 3x plus 2. Here in the equation, x squared minus 3x plus 2. So these two are same and equals to 5. It means y equals to 5. So the line that we are going to draw would be y equals to 5. So by drawing this line, you will get the solution. So y equals to 5, as discussed just now, it is a horizontal line. And at y equals to 5. So where is y equals to 5? So since here is 4, here is y equals to 4, here will be 6. So the 5 will be at the middle here, right? So what you have to do is go to the y equals to 5, draw a horizontal straight line. And you can use your ruler and it will be very easy for you to draw this horizontal straight line, which is y equals to 5. And what you have to do is really easy. Just look at the intersection points between the line y equals to 5 and the curve that we drew at first, which is the y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. This curve. And where's the intersection point? You could see very clearly it's over here, right? Because the question says they want the x value between 0 and 6, right? Like what we did just now, between 0 and 6 for the x. So we do the same thing here, between 0 and 6. So this is the intersection point, right? This is the intersection point. And because I make it bold, so if you could see clearly from here, it's actually at the middle over here, the middle of the center of the square here. And this is 3, this is 4, here would be 3.5. Here would be 3.5. And between 3.5 and 4, which is this value, would be 3.75. So the x value is equal to 3.75. And that is the solution for x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals to 5. So that is really simple, right? Really simple. So make sure you score this question. So I have another example for you, right? But it's still in the same question. So we have done 2 examples. Now I will show you another example. And as usual, I need this curve again. So I will copy this graph. And let's do it here. So we have this graph for y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. And now we are going to draw a suitable straight line to solve the equation x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Right. So how are we going to solve this question, right? How are we going to solve this question? Slightly different here because you can see now it's not totally equal for the y and the equation given. One is x squared minus 4x plus 1. The other one is y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So these two are totally different. So what are we going to do is, we have to try to substitute this y into the equation here. So how are we going to substitute the y into this equation, right? So let's do it this way. We know that y equals to x squared minus 3x plus 2. So if we write it here directly, these two are not equal. But here, the equation given for us to solve is x squared minus 4x plus 1. So original is x squared, and if we copy y here, we have the x squared. The next one is negative 4x. But if we substitute in the y, we have only negative 3x. To get negative 4x, we need to minus another x. And original constant here is positive 1. But when we substitute the y, we have positive 2. So to get back positive 1, we have to minus 1 and equals to 0. And these two are equal, right? They are equal. And you could see that x squared, minus 3x minus x is minus 4x. Positive 2 minus 1 is positive 1. But by rewriting it this way, this part, x squared minus 3x plus 2, is y. So we can rewrite it as y minus x minus 1 equals to 0. And if we rearrange to y equals to positive x plus 1, and we could see that this is the straight line. And this is a straight line that we are going to draw. So we are going to draw this straight line y equals to x plus 1. And this is how we find out what is the line that we want to draw. Or this is how we find out what is the suitable straight line that we have to draw. So y equals to x plus 1. So we have to draw the line y equals to x plus 1. To draw a straight line, we need 2 points. We need 2 points. So we'll build a table with x, y. And we will put in when x is 0, what is the y? So when x is 0, y is 1. And you can have another value for x. And let's try when x is 2, y is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. And some of you may ask, so what are the values of x that we should put into the equation? And I would say any values that you feel comfortable with, right? And of course, put the values within the range. You don't try to put in when x equals to 50. That would be too much. So by having this set of values, you could plot the line. So when x is 0, y is 1. Okay, where is the 1? And here is 2, right? Here is 2. So the 1 will be at the middle of the square here. So this is 1, right? So this is 1. When x is 2, y is 3. So 3 will be over here. So now you could connect these 2 points. You can connect these 2 points. And I will use a pink color here. So let me connect the points. Right, then I got it. Then you just extend it. Just extend it. So there could be some slight error for the answer, because if we do not draw the curve or the graph well, our values will run a little bit, right? Would run a little bit. So over here, and it's, you have to make sure that your pencil is sharp, right? So use a sharpener to sharp your get your pencil sharp well, so that you get a very precise value. So over here, what is the intersection point? We have one intersection point over here, right? And we have another intersection point over here, right? And let's try to connect the line once again. So let's see whether we can get a more precise answer. Because my line is a little bit bold over here, so it may run a little bit. So let's try once again, right? So let me connect once again. Okay, so let me connect it. Right. So seems like still a little bit not too precise. Perhaps I plot the point again. So 0, 1, and 2, 3. And 0, 1. So here will be 0, 1. And then 2, 3. 3 will be here, right? 2 will be here. So let me connect the point once again. So I will connect it now. So with ruler, then you get a very good answer, because with ruler you can connect them directly, because I'm using freehand now, right? So right, thank you for your patience. And here's the, yeah, I think this is a little bit better. And now from the intersection point, I have one over here. I have one intersection point. The other one is over here, right? Over here. So my drawing here will be a little bit for your approximation. When you draw this in your graph paper, you get a more accurate answer, right? So over here, I would say this is around 0.25, because 1 square is 0.5. So here will be 0.25, 0.25, and here I would say will be around 3.75, right? 3.75. Therefore, the x values for this equation, the solution for this equation, would be equals to the x equals to 0.25 or x equals to 3.75, right? This is the answer may run a little bit, because I'm using a freehand here, and I don't have the ruler here, so it may be not so accurate, but it will be approximate around this value. So when you draw that in your graph paper, you will get a very precise answer. And once again, so this is how we solve the equation by using the graphical method, and it means we draw a suitable straight line. And I've shown you how you could find out the equation of that suitable straight line. So try it yourself, and you'll be the master in this topic.